We are now live. It's now 7 o'clock and we do have a quorum, so we'll start the meeting. First item of business is the adoption of the agenda. Parks Canada has withdrawn their application for a variance on the zoning, or not a variance, a conditional use. So the motion will read that Inuvik Town Council hereby adopts the agenda with the deletion of item 8.2, the regular council meeting, December 15th. So I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Gowans and Councillor Devlin. All those in favor?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Motion's carried.
Yes.
Item number 3, declaration of conflict of interest or pecuniary interest.
Yeah, Jesse here, 8.5,
Thank you.
conflict.
Delegations, presentations, or petitions. I don't believe we have any. Do we, S.A.O. Hood?
Nope.
Okay. No public questions either.
Nope.
Okay, the next item, adoption of the minutes of the November 22nd and 24th council meetings. I need a mover and a seconder. Deputy Mayor Kulikowski, seconded by Councillor Devlin. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion's
Yes.
carried. Any questions? 7.1, the action items list. Any questions on that? Okay, 8.1 under new business. 2022 interim operating and capital budget. I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Gowans and Deputy Mayor Kulikowski. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Motion's carried. 8.2 has been withdrawn. 8.3, appointment of members to the bylaw review committee. The motion is, be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby appoints the following councillors to the bylaw review committee for a 3-year term expiring at the end of council's term of office. Councillors Devlin, Gowans, and Merrill. I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Gowans. Deputy Mayor
Yep.
Kulikowski. Any discussion? None. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? I see somebody has just called in. I wonder who it is. Oh, Alfred. Welcome to the meeting, Alfred.
Yeah, it's Alfred here. Just
Okay, thank you.
so you guys know. Okay.
Next item is 8.4, holiday hours for town facilities. Be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the proposed 2021 holiday schedule for all town facilities as presented. I need a mover and a seconder.
I'll move that.
Councillor Merrill and a seconder.
Secondary.
Okay. Councillor Airy. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
I'm in favor.
The next item is 8.5. Counselor Harder, if you'd like to leave for a minute.
Yeah, I'll step out.
Okay, it's a 2022 to 2026 solid waste disposal facility operations contract. The motion is to be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby awards the 2022 to 2026 solid waste disposal facility operations contract to Harder Enterprise for the tendered price of $279,000 per year. I need a mover and a seconder.
I'll move that.
Councillor Merrill and Deputy Mayor Kulikowski. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
yes,
Yes, I'm in favor. Alford here.
Motion's carried. Can we get Councillor Harder back?
I have sent him a message.
Great. Just give him a minute here to get back.
I'm back.
Thank you. Next item, 8.6, the request from the Royal Canadian Legion, McInnes Branch 220 for approval to use lottery proceeds. There's two suggested motions. I'll read them to you and you can pick one or the other. First, option one is be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the request from the Royal Canadian Legion to use lottery funds in the amount of $118,217.80 for operating costs of the branch. Or option number two, be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the request from the Royal Canadian Legion to use lottery funds, excuse me, in the amount of $118,217.80 for operating costs of the branch, on the condition that they may not make another request for a period of 12 months. Excuse me. Which option would you prefer to present? Option number one?
Clarence, can we ask for some clarity on those options? Both of them seem to award the 118,000.
The difference-
One with conditions, one without.
Yeah, the only difference between the two is the second option has a condition that they may not make another request for a period of 12 months. The first option does not contain that option.
Could I just clarify, we could actually, whichever option we pick, we can still say no, is that correct?
Sorry, I didn't hear you, Alana.
Okay, sorry. So whichever option is put on the table, whichever motion is made, there's still the fact that it might be defeated. Is that correct?
That's correct. You cannot make a motion in the negative. The motion has to be positive. So if you
Okay,
want
then I would-
them to use the lottery proceeds, you vote for the motion. If you don't want them to use it, you vote against the motion and defeat it.
All right,
So-
then I'm willing to move option two.
Okay, do I have a seconder? Councillor Gowans. Any further discussion? Seeing
Has the
none.
Legion,
Oh,
oh, sorry, can you hear me?
yes,
Sorry,
go
Clarence.
ahead. Go ahead.
Has the Legion demonstrated they don't have these funds somewhere else that they could free up, even if it's something that happens down the road?
Not that I'm aware of. SAO Hood, do you have any information like that?
No, they really don't. Most of their funds that they have, because they commented in one of the responses to us was, yes, they have money in the bank, but it is restricted because it's mostly their lottery funds. And they're saying that was why they were having trouble getting funding, is because people would look at their bank account and said, you have money in your bank account, why do you look at the funding? But it's most of it's restricted.
Okay, and then I have one more question. So for the amount of money we're talking about tonight, is that coming out of their lottery fund?
Correct.
And is there any expectation that they repay it in the future?
That can be, if they have indicated that they wouldn't be able to. Again, the future goes on infinity, so to speak, but when I did pose that question to them, right now, they don't have a plan to do that.
Okay, and one more question, if I may. Actually, let me just think about this. Somebody else may have a question.
Councillor Gowans?
In regards to the motion, can we amend the motion to include an onus for them to repay it before they make a similar request in the future?
We could do that, yes. Did you wish to make that amendment?
I'd like to put it out for discussion for the council, yeah.
Okay, I remember what I was trying to word there, Clarence, if I could go ahead.
Yes,
So under the lottery bylaw, are they allowed to use some of the money for their own purposes?
There is a one provision under section 4 of the lottery where they can use 50% of the proceeds for a building, not operations but for capital expenditures, that or building funds. That kind of thing is specifically in there, but it's not for operations, nor is it to buy capital expenditures that are revenue producing.
Okay, their dilemma is they need to keep operating the building.
Correct.
Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Kulikowski?
Yes, just on that point, like, where is the place where that money becomes accessible to them to keep the doors open? Because, I mean, you can't see the entire business fail and have $300,000 in the bank for a new building fund, right? Like, where's that line in the sand of where that gets crossed and that has to be used for operations, or, like, because without a Legion, there's no reason to have a building fund for a new Legion, right?
You are correct. Councillor Hood, can you answer the question?
I don't believe I'm a counselor if you're talking about me.
Yeah, sorry about that. I gave you a promotion. SAO Hood, can you add any information?
I can't really add much to what was. I did, we had posed the 4 questions that I had sent out to council on their responses. But it's just a simple question of how long can they keep going the way they are? But I will remind council that you have to be careful on things like this. Are we setting a precedent for other organizations to do the same? We've done this and that, and et cetera, et cetera.
Thank you for that, SAO Hood. I do believe in their responses verbally that they had only attempted to get money from the Legion National Fund of some kind. Other than that, there was no attempt at fundraising other than bingo. Councillor Gowans, you had a question?
Just in regards to the issue of a precedent, SEO Hood, given your experience with the town, have you ever had a situation where we've kind of unleashed Pandora's box, so to say, where we've kind of made the exception and kind of we've noticed that all of a sudden there's more organizations coming forward to request the same exception?
We've never had a request like this regarding the lottery. But it can be in any decision the council makes, even when you talk about when you do policies and bylaws, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the first time we've had somebody specifically come under that section of the lotteries regulations that says that And it's a fine line as to interpretation of that section of the lotteries regulations as well. I should say the lotteries are set up and it is a territorial type thing, and ours is based on sort of the territorial regulations where the money is supposed to be used for a charitable purpose for the community as a whole, which in some ways the Legion has done some things that way, but and this it's not exclusive though. When they say community of the whole, that means or community doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be free. That they can also be a membership, but they can't limit who can be a member type thing.
And I think every organization that holds bingos and lotteries is aware of the regulations before they even start doing them. Councillor Devlin, you had a question or a comment?
Yeah, no, I just, going back to the bylaw again, 2 weeks ago, I sort of took everyone through a walk, step-by-step walk through the bylaw. And as I explained then, there's really no room for exception here. I mean, we have it baked into the bylaw, and I'll stress this again, that schools and educational institutions absolutely do not qualify for any operation spending at all. And it's not just schools because it's covered by the government, it's educational institutions. And I will stress again, what we're speaking of here is a nonprofit group that does run a licensed 19 plus establishment. And while their membership technically is open to all, there is a two-step process to be accepted as a member, and anyone under the age of 19 is not able to be a member. So, I mean, there are some issues around that, but I really will stress that wiser minds than, I didn't say men, minds than us perhaps, wrote a bylaw recently, I believe, and put some good thought into some of the reasoning behind this. And like I said, I did go through it with a fine-tooth comb, looking for any type of bend or give in the bylaw that we could apply to the situation, and I just don't see one. And as I mentioned, the precedent that might be set that SAO Hood referred to, it's a very, very slippery slope. I can't see approving a 19 plus licensed establishment and then saying no to almost any other of the nonprofit groups in town if they came to us with this request as well. And it is a very slippery slope. So those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Any further comments? So the amended motion. Sorry, yes, go ahead, Alana.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that I think Councillor Devlin has summed things up very well. And as somebody who sat on the Lottery Commission, I also do not see any way to honor their request.
Thank you for that, Councillor Merrill. So the amended motion is, be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby approves the request for the Royal Canadian Legion McInnes Branch number 220 to use lottery funds in the amount of $118,217.80 for operating costs of the branch, on the condition that they may not make another request for a period of 12 months. The funds to be fully repaid. Was that agreeable to the original mover and seconder?
Yes.
Okay. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Opposed.
I'm in favor.
Okay,
Opposed.
we have 1 in favor and 7 opposed. The motion is defeated. Sorry, Councillor Kulikowski, did you? Okay. So the motion is defeated. Next item of business, 9.1, the quarry bylaw. Be it resolved that Inuvik Town Council hereby gives third and final reading to bylaw 2676/GEN/21, quarry bylaw. I need a mover and a seconder. Deputy Mayor Kulikowski and Councillor Devlin. Any discussion? Councillor Merrill?
No. I'm just getting ready to vote.
Okay, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in favor, Alfred.
yes, yes,
Okay, everybody's in favor. The motion's carried. Next item of business, item 10, is the department head reports. The suggested motion is that Inuvik Town Council hereby adopts the following staff reports as presented. 10.1, Public Services, 10.2, Protective Services, 10.3, the SAO report, 10.4, Capital Projects, 10.5, Financial, 10.6, Economic Development and Tourism, and item 10.5, Community Services. I need a mover and a seconder to accept the reports. Councillor Devlin, Councillor Gowans. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
I'm in favor, Alfred.
Motion's carried. We have information items. The strategic planning report and the Aurora research report. Next item, item number 12, is council concerns. Any concerns tonight? Seeing none. We have no in-camera item. So the last thing I need is a
Sorry,
motion to, oh, sorry, Councillor Wainman.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I've been driving around the clock, so I just got to Whitehorse, so that's all I wanted to say.
Better late than never. I'm glad you made it.
Councillor Wood,
I might get another one of those things, right? So
Councillor or Mayor Wood, if I just make one comment, just to give appraise
Yes.
council of one item in the public. Just so you're aware, we will be cleaning off Main Street come this Sunday. We usually always do it on a Sunday evening when there's at 3 a.m. when there's less traffic, et cetera, et cetera. So if councilors, and thank you, Councillor Devlin, for pointing it out. Just wanted to let you know that has been planned. We actually talked about it on Monday, and it's being scheduled to clear up the humps and everything on Mackenzie.
Thank you. Okay, a motion to adjourn. Deputy Mayor Kulikowski, seconded by Councillor Wainman. All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Motion's carried.
Good to
Thank you,
see Wayne
everybody.
made it.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.